Chalo. Good morning, everyone. Today's topic will start with chapter 7, which is custom list. Okay. So out of this 46 chapters of Excel, we are going to learn today that is custom list. So what exactly custom list means? Okay. So till the date, when we talk about list, what we do, the first thing is we just give the serial numbers, right? Why we give the serial numbers? Because we want the track or we want the count easily. Correct. Now, when you say custom list, so custom list, when we are talking about custom list, it may be anything. It may be related to names, it may be related to product, or it may be related to any information which you are gathering. All right. Now, uh, in our olden days, if you talk about, we used to have directory, right? Phone directory. So, in what was available in the phone directory?
Serial number, name,
Serial number, names,
messages, STD codes,
STD codes,
pin codes,
pin codes, and contact number. If I talk about phone directory, BSNL directory, we used to have like names and then, as you mentioned, STD codes, correct? Right? Like 08472 was Gulbarga's code, right? 020, 021, right? So the same way, in Excel, we have got inbuilt directories. Like, let's open a new workbook. Now, as I'm typing here, serial number 1, 2, 3. So if I want the further ones to continue this series, so what will happen? I need to click on the corner of the last cell. Here, the last cell would be 3. If you see this corner box, right? Now I've got a plus symbol. See, the normal cursor is this way. But when you come to the corner, you're finding this plus symbol. So what we need to do is just hold your left keypad and just drag it. You see, it starts filling. This is nothing but it is an inbuilt directory of Excel, right? So this is one way when you are doing it. Now, before serial number, let's say you have got random 20 names. Okay. So let's consider this way, like ABC is one of the name, XYZ is one of the name, SDF is one of the name, right? By this way. Now, if I copy this, Control Shift down arrow to copy, select all and paste it. Okay. Now what I'm doing is, I've got this 17 serial numbers. Let's say if I've got more than 17. Now, this area, if you see, it is not filled with the series. In that case, what you'll do, you need to select the last 3 as I mentioned, go to the corner and just double click it. It will fill only till that series, that number, that serial number where your data is ending, right? Now coming back to directory form. So one of them, what we have seen is the serial number. Now let's talk about days. So what are the days? Starts with, okay, the day starts with Monday. If you consider Monday as your first day, okay. I have typed only Monday over here. Now, if I drag this, see, this is your inbuilt directory. This is nothing but one of the form of custom lists where Excel has a inbuilt directory. Now, if I talk about date, take any random date, like let's start with like first day of the year, 2024. So here I'm just typing one of the date and I'm following the same method. Just see, as I'm dragging it till where I'll drag, it will provide us the dates. Now, if you see, I've reached till 2011, 2025. Why? Why this is happening, right? Because as I mentioned, we have got inbuilt directory with different, information like serial number, days, date. What could be in order apart from this? Month. Perfect. Let's take month. Now, when I say month, if I write in 3 alphabets, so what is the form I'm talking about? Like, see, what is the format? DD, MM, YY, or DD, MMM dot YYYY, right? So here what I'm using is MMM. What does this means, right? Why not two M's? If I talk about two M's, it will be like 01 to 12 months, right? But when I'm saying MMM, so the format is alphabetic way, right? Now, if I've just typed JAN, so I'll just drag it. Now you'll find it will disappear. This is happening, as I mentioned, as Excel understands what exactly you wanted. Okay, right? So now you may ask me like, so what if I type like 34, 35, 36, three random numbers serial, whether it will work? Yes, it will follow the pattern. It will check it and it will follow the pattern, right? Okay. Now I was talking about like serial number, days, date, month. Now the question arises, can we create our own custom list? Can Excel understand that? Right? Okay, let's try the way. If we try to provide something new information, like let's say I'm talking about sales executives. Okay, I'm talking about sales executives. I'll take any random names like, let's say I'm talking about Arvind. I'm talking about Suresh, Mahesh. Okay, so once I typed all this information like Sunil. So these are my names. And every time when I'm creating this report, I would be requiring these names not to type every time or paste it. Automatically, Excel should understand, right? But this is not possible in this case because these are the general ones and the common ones where everyone would require this, right? Which is common to everyone, right? Which is that's why it is inbuilt. But when you talk about some particular products, some particular person names or executives, whatever it is, right? In that case, what we need to do, we need to make Tableau to remember these names. In simple words, to remember, right? If I talk about what would be the logic behind here is like what we wanted to do is we want this list to be added or feed somewhere where Excel can understand, and that is where nothing but is your direct. This is where your custom list comes into the place. So what are the steps to implement custom list? I'll go back to my file, custom list file. If you see how to go towards that particular option is go under file tab. Under that, you need to go under options, advanced, edit custom, right? Now, if I click on file, okay, when I click on file, I'll go to options as mentioned in the chapter 7. Okay, options, advanced. When I click on advanced, if you see the scroll bar, you need to scroll till where you find the general options. Under general options, you will find edit custom list. Okay, edit custom list. When I click on this, see, as I mentioned, this is the inbuilt directory what I was talking about. Here you see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is particular day. This is the whole day. That is triple M. And right, this is the whole day Jan. So you see so many multiple custom lists I have created, right? Now, if I have to import my own list, if I have to import my own list, what I need to do is now I'll come back to my file, which we were working on. Okay. So let's say these are my 4 executives. Okay. And I want to update in this particular custom list. So what was the option? Go to file, under file, options, under options, advanced. Under advanced, we need to scroll down to general. So when I say general, so I need to find where exactly it is. So At the second last, if you talk about, you'll find general. Click on edit custom list. Now you see I've already selected. What I've selected E2. My executive names are starting from E2 and ending at E5. So you see automatically the range, the reference E2 to E5 cell references reflecting here, right? When I click on import, what we are doing, we are providing this information to get feed into this particular custom list. So I'm clicking on import. So once I do that, it starts to reflect here. What we need to do, we need to click on import. If you have already selected the data, you'll do this way. Or else what we need to do, we need to select whichever you want, right? For which you want to create the custom list. Now, as I have imported, now it is reflecting here. When I click on OK, click OK again, come out of the window, right? Now, what we can do, let's say not only here, anywhere, if I type only one person or one executive name from that custom list, what we have created. Now, let's see if I drag it. See, this is how it works. Once the last name, which is Sunil, after that, still you want to drag it, again, it will repeat the whole list, right? This is the custom list. This is how you use it. All right. So what I was showing was like, first selecting it and then creating a custom list, right? The another way is once you open it, before clicking on import. Okay, let me show one more example. Let's say apple, orange. All right. Okay, so I'm giving 5 names. Okay, so F7 is to change the spellings wrong, just to check to make your data clean and correct. So if I go with file, again what? Options. Under options, advanced. Under advanced, edit custom list. See, already it is saying. Why? Because I have already selected. What if it would have not selected? What would have happened? So click on this and click here or select the data this way. So whatever you are selecting, your reference will start to reflect. Right? And then click on what? Import. Once you import it, it gets added over here. So how many custom lists you want, you can create it and make Tableau, Excel to recognize this. All right. So click on OK. Your job is done. Now, anytime, anywhere, whenever I'm using this, right? So this is how your custom list will work. Now you can ask me like, can a new workbook also work?
Can we save it new that customer will be there on new workbook?
See this, see. When I'm talking about any workbook, see this is new workbook. I worked here, right? See, this is new, correct? This is the old file, right? I'm talking about any file you open. If I close all the files and open a new file, it is in. Why? Here it does not matter about workbook. It does not matter about any sheet. We are talking about in the settings part. We are going under the options part, right? Where whatever the inbuilt options are there, we have got an option to add our own. That is what you're doing. Like in your mobile, you go to settings, right? So you turn off a lot of things, right? Now for like unwanted apps, if you if it is not registered or if it is not available in Play Store, what happens? Those kind of files may harm you. You'll get a message, right? It asks you to turn on the unknown resources. Why? Because from general settings, it is not available by default when you take your cell phones. But the same way here, when you talk about settings, say these are the important and regular ones which each and every person he would be requiring, like days, week, month, right? So the same way, we are creating our own list which gets saved and stored into your memory. Now let's say I don't want this list, which I've already created, and there is no use of it. So what I can do, I can just click on delete. So see what it says, list will be permanently deleted, right? So what does it means? Whatever you are importing, it has become, right? It has become the important of your custom list and compulsion, where it will be reflecting, okay? Which is not temporary in simple words. Clear?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's close this. So, all right, the next chapter is sort. Okay. So we'll see this next chapter in next video or next recording. Thank you.